Yeah, it's your girl Diana Garcia, and we are back, season 4, back on Shaking the Culture, and I'm here with.
Noori Belai.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I was telling you earlier off the camera, I was like, oh my god, I haven't done these in like so long. Like, let's see how this goes because your girl's a
It's
little
gonna
nervous.
go good.
Right? No, honestly, your energy, either way, like when you walked in, I was just like, dang, she's so tall and pretty.
Oh, thank you. Well, I already told you, but she reminds me of one of my friends from back home. So yeah, it's already a vibe. Like you're
Right?
super cool. It's gonna be great.
All right, since you said it back home, so to our audience, you're new. I feel like I went to your page and we have a bunch of mutuals actually.
We do.
Yeah, we
Okay.
do. But go ahead and introduce yourself, such as like, where are you from? You're from DC originally.
Yeah, so originally I'm from the DMV, represent. But yeah, I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland specifically. Grew up like out in a suburb right outside of DC. Went to school in like Bethesda, predominantly white area. And I was like always the token black, but we'll get into that later. But outside of that, yeah, like I just grew up there, have Ethiopian parents. They're both immigrants. I have one younger brother. Anything else?
Yeah, I mean, I think
Oh.
that's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's me in a little nutshell.
Right. Okay, so you say you're from DC. So what made you want to pursue your dream out here in Atlanta? How did that come about?
Well, it came about. So I have to like probably rewind back a little bit for how I started. I probably started like making music and like dabbling, trying to teach myself how to songwrite and whatnot in like 2017. And I was online kind of like doing these like teaching myself how to write and like putting these keyboard, like I bought myself this little janky little keyboard, and was like singing these little snippets of songs that I was like teaching myself how to write. So that was like 2017, 2018. Met Cashflow Beats, who's my manager now. We started like trying to start how to record, like start recording. That was really like my first time like working really closely and in depth with a producer who like really knew what he was doing, and kind of just like started artist developing at that point. And then from there, I started like getting booked for shows and stuff like that, all up and down like the East Coast, and like just traveling and doing different things. And I was also working a job that I thought was going to fulfill me. And like I went to college and had gotten my degree, and like this was like the job, you know? Mm-hmm. And it just was not making me happy. And I really just realized like music was the only thing that was really going to fulfill me. So yeah, I mean, it ended up like being like this small thing. I didn't think it was going to really be anything. And then it just like snowballed, like we were talking about before, like it just snowballed into something more. And it just like slowly took over my life. And then from there, I moved, to Atlanta in 2020, because there was like a team, like a label, that I had started working with, and they wanted to work with me, sign me, all that. And then like I moved out here, the pandemic happened, and all of that kind of just like came to a halt. I think like maybe like a year later, I decided to like leave that team alone and like decided to just go fully independent and start completely over by myself, because I really just wanted to be like, I felt like God calling me to do something differently and become something different than maybe like the vision that they had for me. Mm-hmm. So then I started doing that and started really like going into like Afro beats and like the stuff I'm doing now. And yeah, that's how I ended up kind of like where I am now.
What'd you get your degree on?
English with a minor in economics and music.
So where were you doing?
St. Mary's. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's a small liberal arts college in Southern Maryland.
Oh, okay. So what was your dream job, I guess, when you were younger? Like, where were you like, okay, this is what I'm going to pursue when I get to that age?
I think I always wanted to low key be a singer, but it was like one of those things that it just like wasn't realistic or like it wasn't allowed. I think a lot of like children of immigrants can maybe like relate that like when your parents come to this country, like they want you to do better than they did and they want you to land on something stable and it's all out of love. It's not like, you know, anyone wants to like particularly like hold you back or, you know, like stunt your growth or anything like that. But I think it was just, we want you to do something with yourself and really like be able to provide. So yeah, because of that, I think I wanted to be a lawyer for the longest time. That's what I told people. But
Yeah.
really, my heart, you know, was somewhere else, you
Yeah.
know? And I always like got good grades. Like I was always like, you know, doing what I was supposed to do, but
Yeah.
it just was never like what I wanted to do. Like my heart was never in it.
Yeah, all the
So,
way. Yeah. So let's go back to your childhood. What kind of music were you listening to? Who were your go tos at the moment?
childhood, I was really sheltered as a child. Like, and then like internet was not as like,
What it is now?
yeah, you feel me? Like social media, like obviously, like when a little bit, like when I started to get older, like Facebook started, MySpace, like all
Oh,
these things started to
yeah.
take over and stuff. But like when I was young, I would say like I was like really limited to like maybe what my parents liked, and so that would probably be like Ethiopian music. I mean, I can name some people: Teddy Afro, Abonesh Adeno, Aster Awaka for my Ethiopian folks, and then like you know, my dad listened to more like American music, and he put me onto like Lionel Richie, like Dionne Warwick, Whitney Houston,
Okay.
just like oldies, but like, you know, like real singer songwriters,
Yeah.
like classic timeless singer songwriters. So I would say I came up on that kind of stuff, and then when I got into like maybe middle school, high school, I was able to like, you
See
know,
what else is out there.
yeah, like you feel me. And then I probably did like jack a couple CDs from my cousins and stuff,
Yeah.
because you know my parents weren't buying that. But like,
Exactly.
yeah, I probably got like Destiny's Child, Christina Aguilera, Brandy, like little
Yeah.
like R&B a little bit, but not as much as like when I got older.
Yeah. So who is some of the artists that you look up to now?
Oh my God. That's a hard, like older, like dead or alive. Let's start there.
Illicit Alive.
Okay, older, younger. Like new school or old school? Like,
Both.
okay. Rappers that I really like now. I really love Gunna. That's like one of my favorite rappers. I really love, funny enough, I really love Boss Man D'Lo. I don't know if
Okay,
oh,
yeah.
yeah, I love him. I think he's like gonna be like Gucci Mane. Like I really think
Oh,
he's about to
nice.
be the next Gucci Mane. But who else? Like singers. I mean, I love R&B, so like pretty much anybody that you can think of doing like R&B, the new R&B wave, like Kehlani,
Yeah, I love her.
SZA, like I mean, you know, like
Yeah.
Janae, like anybody, you know, Victoria Monet, Money Long, all of the
Faces
girlies,
now,
you
yeah.
know, and then Jessie Reyes. Who else? Yeah, I really love people that like have like they're not just singing like just commercial, watered down things, but like things that really like I can tell who they are as a person through their
Yeah.
music. You know what I mean? And I'm really into Afro beats. Obviously, that's like kind of like my genre that I really love is Afro R&B. So, like I love Thames, Ira Star. I don't know who else do I listen to? Wande Cole, Rema. I really love Awu Sing Song. Y'all should check him out. He's like on the rise. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many people. Like, there's
There's
so
so
many
many, yeah.
genres and like
There
so
is.
many. Like, I'm probably like leaving out so many people,
Yeah.
but
I feel
that's who
like
I
we
listen
always
to.
are.
Yeah, you know, like I'm listening to a lot of people today, but like there's also like things that I came up on, like neo soul that I like didn't even met, like Jill Scott, Lauren Hill, India
Yeah.
Ari, like people like Music Soul Child, like D'Angelo, Winehouse, like people like that also like shaped me as like a singer and songwriter. So yeah, I would say like I'm a little all over the
The place.
place.
When you started your music career, what genre were you more attracted to, or were you trying to pursue?
Girl, I thought I was about to be like a soul superstar when I first came out. Like, I really thought I was about to be like a neo soul, like soul type singer. And it just didn't. I mean, I would say like I still love to sing like neo soul, like a kind of like old school R&B in a way, like classic R&B, but I just think that there was like more that I wanted to do and more that I could do.
Yeah.
And as I started to like artist develop more and more, like I was like, oh, like shit. Like I can really sing whatever I want to do. Like I can really do whatever I want. Like there's no rules to this. So yeah, I kind of just things just changed.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So tell us a little bit about your journey. You moved to a whole different state, and that's the part where I was telling you off camera. I'm like, that takes guts and courage to be like, okay, I'm gonna go to this place and I'm pursue my dream, not knowing really anybody, especially this music industry where we were talking about earlier. Like I said, it's very like people go in and out your life. So kind of tell us about that, how that journey has been so far.
I'm not gonna lie, it's not been like straight. My journey, some people are blessed with like a straightforward, like a straight path, and like God has a different plan for each of our lives. For me, it has not been like, something straightforward. Like, my journey has really been like this, like the whole thing. So, yeah, like you said, like, there's been a lot of like ups and downs, like ebbs and flows. Like, I moved to Atlanta during the pandemic. So, like, imagine.
Moving to a whole different
Yeah,
state.
like during a
Yeah.
pandemic though. Like so yeah, and then it was just like the people that I think I was working with at that time, like I don't think they were like great, and there's nothing wrong with those people. Like I still, it's all love, but I don't think like they really like understood me as a human being first and foremost, or like as an artist secondly. So I think that already is like you're gonna already have a little bit of problems there. So it was that, and then like the pandemics like slows everything down. Like at that time, I think even like a lot of artists that are like signed to major labels and like have like major situations, I think were really like struggling and like
Yeah.
didn't know. No one knew what the like landscape was gonna look like at that time. So it was just a lot of question marks at that time. Like I don't think we really like knew. Once I got here, it was like we knew what we were gonna do, and then everything changed up when I got here.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it was a little weird, and it kind of like took me out of my element for sure. I would say like I stuck it out, and I really like got into my faith. Like when my faith started to play like a big part in my life, because I was like, okay, like if God like called me to this, like if this is what I'm supposed to do with my life, like I'm working for God, like this has nothing to do with people. So like already like it's F what everybody else has to say, like my family, like my friends from home, like any, like it's not about what y'all think.
Yeah.
Like it's not, I'm not doing this for y'all. So I just felt like I needed to stick to the path, like, and so I stayed in, I would say 2022, or backtrack to 2021. I met Lucy the Dreamer, who's like a songwriter who became like one of my like best friends, like, and really like helped me to transform my mindset and like get closer to God. Cashflow Beats also like came out to Atlanta with me and was still like managing me and stuff like that. Like opened a studio out here. We like really locked in, like the three of us like really locked in, and just like created a whole like catalog of like different kinds of music. Like I was just like all across the board, like R&B, pop. Like I started getting into like my little Afro like Caribbean little vibe, but I was kind of like feeling that out. Like I wasn't like comfortable with that yet, because I was like, I don't know, like
Yeah.
I was born in this country, like I don't know, but
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, I'm an African girl. So I was gonna, I was like inspired by that anyway. So yeah, like I kind of just was making music and trying to find my sound at that time, and like made a bunch of different stuff. 2022 like probably rolled around, and I got out of that like deal that I told you before, and I was like started dropping my own music independently. I put out this song called The Motion, and I think at that time that's when things started really like picking up, and just like moving, like in a way that I like can't really explain. Like this song started like picking up on like Instagram and like TikTok, and just like the streams were going like crazy, like more than anything that I had ever done before. And that was like an Afro R&B song. So I was like, okay, I feel like God is trying to tell me something, So I was like, okay, this has to be my sound. So I kind of just started like making music in that vibe, and like continuing to like put it out like periodically, like every couple months I'll like drop something else, drop something else, drop
Yeah.
something else. And then the fan base started like growing and growing. So I would say most of my fan base is in like parts of Africa, Europe, like Spain randomly.
Yeah.
Like lots of Spanish speaking countries for some reason, like
Yeah.
really support me heavy. But yeah, definitely like Nigeria, like Ghana, like, lots of West African countries where Afro beats is prominent. And then like Germany is one of my biggest streaming country on the board at all. And like just lots of like France, Spain, Netherlands, UK, Toronto, like Canada or whatever, like just so many different like areas that I've never even like at that point had never even been to. And like I started like just really growing, and then another team came around, I think at the end of 2022, like beginning of 2023, and I started like working with them, and they're in LA, and Germany. And I don't know, like fast forward and we're here, like I'm still continuing. It's just like a continual, like it's a lifelong pursuit. It hasn't ended.
Yeah.
And I'm still not anywhere where I want to be, like close to where I want to be yet, but like it's continually just like growing. And I can't complain. It's like God's, when you do things with God, sometimes it's not always like straight. Like sometimes it's
A whole
like
roller
this.
coaster. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, so tell me, okay, so you do Afrobeats. You know, we're in Atlanta. Atlanta is a city of like hip hop, trap. How
R&B,
does,
yeah.
yeah, so how does that work out for you?
Translate. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it works out for me. It's like I make it work. Like I just do what I'm continuing to do, because obviously that there's a reason that I'm here, and I'm not going to stop what I'm doing. And it's like for some reason the pieces just continue to come together here. Like like I have like a full group of team like here randomly. And I have my team here, and I have like certain people in LA, and I just continue to just like do things, and it just keeps going. And like when I'm called to like go somewhere else, I'll go there. But right now it's here. Like I have a studio here, I have like people here, and I don't know, things are just constantly going. So I don't want to leave, because it's like my core group is here.
Yeah.
So while the city, like you said, is not like focused on, it's like trap museum. Like there's different things.
Saying it,
I
yeah.
love listen. I love trap. I
Yeah.
love rap. It's not like I have anything against that, but like since I'm here, I might as well do what continue to do what I came here for, and it hasn't failed yet. So
That's good.
you know.
Do you feel like it's easier or harder for you to be a female doing Afro and Caribbean sounds, or
uh,
harder?
I would say like it has nothing to do with genre necessarily, but I feel like being a female artist in general is like a lot harder, because it's harder to be taken seriously. I think I look young, and I
Yeah.
look it's just easy for people to like mischaracterize you, or like misunderstand what your intentions are, or like what, you know, like I've had to go through different like teams, different managers, like different people to like find the right fit for me. And like that process is not always straightforward. And it's like if you study a lot of like artists in the industry that I've had to, and female artists, I mean, specifically, that have like come up, you'll find that for a lot of people that have been like successful and great at what they do and they're women, it's not always like a linear thing. It's usually, there's usually some kind of like tribulation in there because it's like a male dominated industry.
It is.
So yeah, I would say just being a woman in this industry is not like the simplest, easiest thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
When do you feel like, okay, do you feel like you're taken serious now, or you feel like sometimes people don't take you as serious?
I feel like people do take me seriously, but it just depends. Like sometimes people don't know you, they don't know who you are yet, or I don't know. It just depends. Like it depends on the setting, obviously. But I would say yes, I'm taken seriously. But depending who you're talking to, sometimes the respect level isn't always there, or like, people sometimes over sexualize you, or like, and you might not even like try to like carry yourself in that way, but it just happens as a byproduct of you being a woman, or yeah, sometimes like it's important for me to have like people around me instead of like pulling up to places dolo, because I realize now I can't really do that.
Yeah.
Because you just never know who's about to be in the room and how they feeling and how they want to act that day, what they about to be on. So these are all lessons
Yeah.
I've learned like as I've
Yeah.
gone. So yeah, I would say all those little things. But I would say overall, yes, people do take me seriously. Like people do know my music and stuff like that, but it doesn't even matter sometimes.
Gotcha. All right. So I saw on Instagram you were showing your mom a new song, and she was
Yeah.
vibing with it. So when do were your parents always okay with you being like, okay, I can't do this 9 to 5 job anymore. Let me pursue my music, or was there a time where it's like, I'm sad that you went to school and you got this degree and now you're not even using it? Like, how was that?
Uh, I would say at first it definitely wasn't connecting for sure. Like it was just like, like what are you doing? Like what are we actually doing in life right
Yeah.
now? Like let's talk about that. But I think like if you really love something and if you like stick to your guns and if you really like, it's not for everybody around you to see the vision. It's like if God gives you the vision, then you just continue, you trust God and you like go after it. And so although I have like my moments of doubt, like we probably all have in the past, I haven't quit yet, no matter how hard it got. So I would say like now, that there's more people gathered around and I have like a team and things like that. Like, yeah, it's a lot easier to like rally around what I have going on. But I would say like my dad probably came around in like maybe 2019. He said like the
Okay.
first time he saw me do like a big show in my hometown, like, and like he saw all these people like hundreds of people showing up, and he was like, wow, like he was just
He was
like,
shocked.
wow,
Yeah.
like these people came for you. And then he was just like, he was like, I've never seen you in that vibe, in that space.
Yeah.
Like I didn't think you were that type of person to be like talking to I was always
Crowd.
like a quiet, shy kid, and
Yeah.
so it was very like off-putting and like it's shocking for him, I think.
Yeah.
So I think that's when he started to like really like buy into the vision and like really see like what I was doing. And then the fact that, a lot of people were there, it was just like, okay, like this isn't just like, she's just singing in her room all day. Like there's like people like
Yeah.
that are out here paying attention. And then, just people within the industry that are like checking it out and stuff. So I think that's when it kind of started really, making sense. But up until there, like that first like 2 to 3 years was like very, what's going on here.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, to answer your question, they do support it now. They're with it. I mean, my mom do still be like, when are my grandkids
Kids.
like
Yeah.
she really be on my behind about that part,
Yeah.
like that part of life. Like, okay, I want some grandkids. Like, when is the wedding? Like,
Yeah.
but outside of that, like, I would say they support what I want to do in
Yeah.
life. So,
Okay, since you brought up the whole wedding stuff, because my parents are kind of the same situation. It's just like, dude, you're getting older. I'm like, okay, but my goals are not like done. I
right,
haven't
right,
accomplished anything, you know.
yeah,
Um, are you single?
no,
You're not single?
no,
Okay. Okay. I was just wondering. I was like,
no.
listen, like I said, listening to your music, I remember this one lyric. There was this guy you were dating, and if I'm not mistaken, for 2 years, and you wrote a song about him, or like talk about how you were feeling. And you're like, maybe if I just write this song, I'll get over him.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm not with that person.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the person that I'm with is definitely like the most healthiest and stable relationship that I've ever like been in before.
Nice.
So
I love that.
it's not that. I used to a lot of my old music was like about like a really toxic somebody that was not like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Somebody that was not holding me down and not making me feel worthy. You know what I mean? And that was a lot of what I think I wrote about in my early music. So I definitely understand why you took that from it. But yeah, no, thank God we're past
That's
that.
good.
We're
Yeah.
past that.
And I feel like you can hear in your music too, because your music nowadays, I feel like you're very like sure about yourself, you know? So
Yes.
it's just
Yeah.
like, I love that because you do see the transformation from like, okay, I was in my feelings about this guy. Now I'm here and I know I have haters and all this stuff. And,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
love the empowerment that you have grown into as an artist.
Yes, you have to be because there's always I think I like realized over time too that just like constantly putting yourself out there online and stuff like that, there's just always going to be somebody that got something to say. Like somebody that feels like they can speak on your life and they like you're just like who are you though?
Yeah.
Like I don't even know who you are. Like
Yeah.
and they always have something to say. They have the most to say and I think a lot of that like that angst and that like need to like build yourself up and empower yourself and like the people around you, people that listen to your music and stuff comes from having like naysayers and doubters and
Yeah.
things like that. Even in the Bible, like Jesus had, I mean, the ultimate enemy. Like they try to take him out and kill him.
Yeah.
So you can't even, like it's the same kind of vibe. It's just like you know who you are, and I'm just gonna continue to do me while y'all watch.
Facts, exactly. So, what is your creative process when you're in the studio? Do you listen to beats first? Are you punching in, punching out? What does that look like creatively?
Um, so normally I work there's like I used to be kind of like more so open to work with like everybody, but now that I have like my people,
Hmm.
I'm still open to work to hear what other people have, but like my people know me. So it's like kind of like a custom thing. Like we create stuff together. Like Cash will play me like loops or like play me things that he like ideas that he has, like things he's coming up with, and I'll be like, "Oh, like that would be hard if you like add my vocals here and like we'll put my vocals in the beat or like oh like try the drums like this or like whatever." Like it's kind of like we all have like an input into it, but like I definitely would say like I have like a big hand in it. And then just my friend Lucy that I told you, we write everything together. Like she's my best
Nice.
friend. Like she knows like mostly everything that's going on in my life, like at all times. Like when I get done here, I'll probably call her and
Yeah.
be like, oh, like I don't know, I'm about to eat a salad for dinner. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's just
Yeah.
how we talk. So, like we just are like all very connected. Like it's like
That's good.
family. So yeah, it's like creating things with family is like a seamless kind of
Yes.
process. It's not like calculated. So we just kind of just be sitting there like going bar for bar, like, ooh, what if we said this, girl? Ooh, no, that doesn't slide. Like, how about if we say it like that? Oh, that slide, that slide. Like,
Yeah,
like,
that's
and we just
nice.
go back and forth and yeah, like we just go back and forth until I'm happy with it, and then I'll just go record it. Like the recording process, I pretty much just it's just me and the engineer, and I just do what I need to do. Cash usually engineers everything. Now, because I've had my fair share of engineers that like didn't know like vocals and stuff like that. But we've gotten to a point where everything is
Up to par.
up to par, like where I like
Yeah.
it, and yeah, like it's a pretty seamless process. I pretty much just go in there. Vocals take me like probably 4 to 6 hours for every song, and then I might like listen back to it for several days or weeks, depends on like what the vibe is, and
Yeah.
then I might like add stuff, take stuff out, like it just depends, but more or less that's the vibe, you know. That's like
Yeah.
what we do now. It's just like family just doing things together now. It's not like a, oh, let me contact the producer, like
Yeah.
it's not like
That,
that, you know what
yeah.
I mean, like
God.
yeah.
Did you ever feel like walking away from this at one point in your
Oh
career?
my God, like every other day, I feel like walking away from this. But it's usually not because I don't like love what I'm doing, but because of all the other things that come with what you're doing, you know, like just people in your business or like just different things that you have to like. For me, a lot of it comes with like dealing with people, and I love people, but you have to deal with a lot of different people and a lot of
Yeah.
different energies and like inputs, and like sometimes you just don't feel like it. You know what I mean? Like you just don't like, and I don't always get to say how I feel
Yeah.
either. Um, in the interest of being like, you know, cool and politically correct
Yeah,
and
politically correct. That's always, especially
yes.
with nowadays, everything's quick to be like, she said or she posted.
Girl, remember in 2014 when you said like no,
Yes.
no,
Yeah.
we're not doing that. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's
So
why I
sometimes you just
just,
gotta,
you feel me? So
yeah,
that would
feel
be
that.
like probably the biggest thing. And then also it's just hard. It's not like it's not like an easy, you know, like it took me years to get to this point. Like I've been doing this since like 2017, 2018, and the journey like has been hard, and
Yeah.
there have been different people on and off you know, I've had different managers, different this, different that, different teams, and that part of it can be hard if you're, especially if you're not like a very resilient person. So yeah, like I would say those two things make it hard and make me sometimes like doubt myself, but I just love music, and I would say like that's what keeps me going. Like I love music, I love God, and like God is the reason that I do music. So,
Yeah.
you know, it keeps me going forward at all times.
Yeah, that's it. I feel like a lot of people that say they want to do music, they just want the platform and like the glitz and glamour. But once you really get into this music shit, oh, that's your 9 to 5. Like
Yeah,
you're
it's
in the
girl, it's
studio.
not, it's 24, it's 25/8. It's not like
Exactly.
9 to 5.
Yeah, when you don't
It
want to do
takes over.
something, you have to do it.
Yeah, it takes over your life completely.
Yeah,
And there's nothing, I mean, yeah, you have to make a lot of sacrifices to be
you do.
successful, and it might take a lot longer than you're thinking, like than you're expecting. No
Yeah.
matter how talented you are, like throwing that out there. It doesn't matter how talented you are.
Yeah, especially I feel like watching a lot of interviews, they always talk about the industry really isn't looking for talent. They're really just looking at the numbers. So now being in that era of like your talent doesn't really matter as much. If we can make a hit, a TikTok hit, or we could brand you, that would be better.
I feel like still though talent matters. Like I feel like talent is coming back, and then on top of that, like you have to still have a certain level of talent to like consistently be able to produce like, you know, the things that people are going to enjoy. Like it's at the end of the day you have to be able to entertain people,
Yeah.
and like I don't know, like I like to do like Afro R&B, but I don't like limit myself to that. Like I like to like sometimes I like to sing rap, sometimes I like to do pop, sometimes I like just regular like R&B pop stuff like that has nothing to do with Afro, and like you have to be like very multifaceted. You have to be able to like know how to market yourself. You have to know how, like there's a lot of things that you have to learn. Like your image is really important.
Yeah.
So I would say talent, like you have to be talented in something.
I mean,
It
but you
might
have
not be.
AI nowadays, so AI could do all your songs and shit like that, you know? So it's just like,
I haven't tried it,
yeah, so,
but
you know, like
yeah, I
with the
hear.
whole Drake and Kendrick Lamar, it's like, oh, that was an AI verse. You know, you never know really what's real or if people are really that talented to come up with these things nowadays.
That's true.
So, but you had mentioned about like knowing how to entertain people. I love when an artist could sing well and like have a dope ass project, but when it comes to perform it, you could actually perform it like a Chris Brown, Beyonce, like Janae, like people like that. I'm like, when are we gonna have those people?
Yeah, I mean, I think that takes like, you're like also some level of like natural like God-given talent, but like it takes a lot of like practice and like dedication and like it's not just something that's like given to you. You have to like really like earn that and take it, and that's why those people are who they are. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that's not something that is just a given with all artists.
Yeah,
We've
that's true.
seen many artists that are not very entertaining. Like,
Exactly.
you know
So
what
it's
I'm
just
saying?
like, damn, I wish you were entertaining because now I just want to listen to your music and I don't want to go see you perform and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I definitely feel like we do need like those pop stars, those entertainers, whether it's me just bopping to your music or like in real life. Like I want to
Yeah.
catch your vibe. Like I want to feel your energy. You know,
Yeah.
I love experiences. So it's just like when I go to your concert, I want to walk out, be like, I need to go back to that song or that project.
I feel you. For me, it's like not necessarily about like all the lights and the lights and the costumes are great. Like, listen, I love me a good face beat and like some nice like I'm not
Yeah.
knocking those things, but for me it's like sometimes it's past that and it's about like a presence. You know what I mean? Like who the artist is, and just even something as simple as being able to sing your song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just hits different. So yeah, like I definitely agree with you, and I think that's part of like artist development and like something that like as an artist you should always be like trying to level that part up, level that up
Yeah.
like constantly. So yeah, agreed.
All right, so let's get you out of here. But before you go, we're gonna ask quick questions just to get to know you a little bit more. Okay, they're gonna be quick, simple. So first thing that comes to your head, just say it.
Okay.
All right. All right. When's your birthday?
September 18th.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yes, I'm a Virgo.
My mom's birthday is September 25th or 26th. I always get them
Is that
confused.
still Virgo?
I don't honestly. I don't know about y'all. I'm
See,
a
me
Pisces,
either. Oh,
so
okay.
yeah.
See, I'm not. I know about my sign
But not
only,
everybody
but
else.
nothing else.
Yeah.
So that's me.
No, I feel you. All right. Favorite color.
I like black, but I also like bright colors. So I love like pastels, like orange, yellow, like lavender. Those kinds.
Like colors. Okay. Your favorite food, if you could eat it for the rest of your life.
Um, that would have to be like a Thai. I love Ethiopian food. I'm a sucker for that. I grew up on it. But I also love I love Jamaican food. I love sushi also.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't pick. They're all like I don't know. That's a tough one.
All right. If you could watch one movie for the rest of your life, or one genre of movie.
One movie, I would have to pick Forrest Gump.
Really? You're
It
the
makes
second person that said that.
it makes me cry every time.
Really? I can
Yes.
see that.
It makes me cry. Yeah, so I'll have to say Forrest Gump.
All right. Your favorite quote.
Greater is he that's in me than the one that's in this world. That's in the
the
Bible.
first. I was
Yes.
like, yeah. Okay, that's the first. Okay. All right. And then, if nobody has tapped into you yet, what song should they go listen to?
The motion.
Motion.
Yeah, because I would say like everybody can relate to that. Like some of my songs are like more so girly or like more, tapped into one direction or the other, but the motion is like a universal, like spiritually uplifting, song. So I would say the motion, and then it just has like a good afro. It's a good afro bop. Like everybody can dance to it. Like yeah. So I would say the motion.
All right. And then, how are you shaking the culture?
I would say I'm shaking the culture because just simply by representing. Like, I have not seen many Ethiopian American artists that, and I'm not saying that they don't exist. So if y'all are out there, big up. So anyway, I haven't really just seen many people do like representing and doing Afro beats that are from East Africa. There's a lot of like West African, and like Nigerian, Ghanaian, Cameroon. Like there's many countries in West Africa that are really like well represented, and they're doing their thing. Like I'm a fan of the movement, like Afro beats to the world. But I really wish that there were people from our side, like East Africans, like, and there are people doing it, but I just would love to see more in the forefront of like pop culture, like mainstream culture, like Kenyans, Ethiopians, like just different people from the East Side. So I would say like that's how just me being here, like, and me being in America and making music from the perspective of like where I come from and who I am and like my background is shaking the culture, because there ain't nobody else doing it like that. Like, so yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. I love representation. Wow, I cannot speak today.
No, you
yes,
good.
literally.
It's fine.
Yes,
I got you.
representation. Yes, because I'm just like, I feel like that we need to see more people like us. Because if I did, I would be like, okay, that is actually possible.
Like I can do this. Like she's doing it. Like why can't I? And
exactly.
I'm not saying that it's not enough to see other like Black people and African people doing that, but just seeing someone from your country, or like seeing someone that has the same like background, like, okay, her parents are Ethiopian, but she grew up here like me. Like, I don't see why I can't do it too. Like,
exactly.
So just having that, like, I just don't remember seeing that growing up, and I wish I did. Like, so yeah. I would say that that's shaking the culture for me.
Yeah, nice. All right, so tell me where we could find you, where we could stream you, any shows you have coming up. You have a new single out.
So everywhere on all platforms, Noori Belai. It's Noori Belai. For the Americans, you could call me Noori Belai. Noori Belai everywhere. And then, yes, I am. I have a new single out that just dropped last week. It's called Bad Bad, out now on all streaming platforms. And the link is in my bio on everything. And then next month on July 12th, I believe, I have another one dropping called Fire Burn. And it's like a love song, and it's my first love song that I'm dropping. So
nice.
Yeah, so that one will be good. And a lot of my fans that like listen to my music really regularly are like, how come you never like make any ballads or like things that are like heartfelt, like love songs? And so like I think it'll really like satisfy that appetite for those people who want that. So yeah, that, and then I think the following month my EP as a whole will be dropping. But I don't have the date on that yet. So,
okay.
But just be on the lookout.
And follow her on all social media platforms. Nice. I'm excited to see what you have coming up and what the previous years will, come up with. I just can't wait for you to be like, yes. We made Grammy, exactly. Your face is everywhere. You have a concert in Atlanta. You just see your face in every billboard,
Listen, from your lips to God's ears. In Jesus' name, it's going to happen.
It is. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate you.